Hi, this is Darlene again, and I was back on because yesterday I didn't forget. It's just that I forgot to bring my newest painting with me when I left for work in the morning. So I just got off work, just parked, and this is a download I received on June 30th. And what it was called is, "What are you?" That was like the question I had in the meditation, is what are you? And I thought it was kind of interesting because what the visual came to me, I'm going to read it to you and then I will tell you. What it showed me was like the solar system in the background on a canvas, okay? But of course I didn't paint the solar system. That's kind of hard to do. But I did do the black, the stars, and in that was a silhouette of a woman. It was just a silhouette. Inside that silhouette of the woman was a girl. So, preteen, young adult years. And then inside that silhouette was a infant. And then from the infant's heart, there was gold and white light coming from the heart to the heavens and out to east-west. Then then there was rays that came, or the gold, it was silver going up. Yeah, it was silver going up from the heart chakra to the heavens and east-west with white light. Then there was white light with gold going down into the earth or at the bottom of the canvas. So this is kind of what it looked like. And when I was done with it, and it was like the woman, the young adult, and then there was the infant. And so that's what it came out looking like. And then the interesting part was those rays that were going vertical and horizontal. When it said, "What are you?" the message that came was the answer is creation. So what is creation supposed to do? Okay, so think of that. If you were creation, what you're supposed to do is to create. So that was the message for today. And that was the download that I had received and painted for today. But I also was to give a little bit more information that I had and things I did. So being a single mom and raising 3 kids, daycare was expensive. So I've always worked, full-time mom, but I also full-time work to raise my children. So when I was working and I could not afford daycare, one of the things I did is I went to one of the colleges and found a college student who needed room and board. And that college student also became my children's tutor. So knowing who I am and being dyslexic myself, having an ADD child, an ADHD child, or a brain injury, and having a child with dyslexia, definitely was needed for somebody to teach my children, because I know myself, I do not have the patience. And as a parent, I can say I don't have the patience to teach my kids, because more than likely I would get upset, because for the way my brain works and the way their brain works is not cohesive is a good word for it. And so that is one of the reasons that I chose not to teach my children, because I did not want to traumatize my children. Okay, and me knowing myself, I am not aptitude to do that and teach in that sense, because even when I train in the different companies I've worked for and currently work at, when I do that, I train one time, you ask me, then I expect you to write it down if I've already trained you on it and you're asking me for that first time. Second time, you come and ask me the same question, I am 9 times out of 10 going to go, make sure you write this down so you don't have to come to me. Now, if you come to me a third time, 10 to 1, you're not going to get an answer. Sorry. I mean, I normally would, but that is like my cut point. It's like, if you've come to me 3 times with the exact same question, why haven't you written it down? Why don't you know it? So that being said, I know where my limits are. And so it's best that I did not teach my children, because I know what that's like. So anyway, that was just an idea that if parents are out there struggling, they need assistance, and they're thinking of a less expensive way. What I did is I gave them $100 a week. Plus, they had a room and board, so all their food and housing was taken care of while they went to school. And they tutored my kids, babysat my kids, and it worked out wonderfully. So it's a great idea for parents that might be in that position. Look at your colleges, your local colleges, see if there's any students that are wanting to go to college and they can't afford room and board. And so a good suggestion for you to look into, at least in your area. I'm sure a young adult, teen, late teen, young, early 20s would be interested in having that type of assistance, being able to have room and board and get a little income while they're going to school. So other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful, beautiful day, and I will be back tomorrow with the next information I was given. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.